It's not a view that is one about a woman's having the right to decide. And so we're not negotiating that, no.
Are you in discussions with the White House on any further executive actions that can be taken if this bill can't get past the Senate again?
Well, we're not, people don't like it when we say vote.
And businesses for the past 3 years. But tax cuts are expected to come to an end in some states in the fiscal year. Some 25 states have cut individual income tax rates since 2021. And the lawmakers in many states have been approving tax cuts aiming to help residents financially. New property and rent relief rebate checks are going to be sent out, and these payments are worth billions of dollars and will equal hundreds of dollars for many people. As fueled by surging revenue, states have been slashing tax for individuals and businesses for the past 3 years. But tax cuts are expected to come to an end in some states in the fiscal year. Some 25 states have cut individual income tax rates since 2021. It includes 22 states that reduced their top marginal rates. In 2023 alone, at least 8 states approved rate reductions. And Arkansas is trimming its top individual income tax rate to 4.7% after reducing it from 5.5%. Aside from individual income tax cuts, states have proposed rebate checks for their residents. Last year, 17 states issued inflation relief payments as well. And now, if you're a Massachusetts resident, income tax refunds were available to you if you paid personal income taxes and filed your return by October 17. If you file your state return by October 17, you should be able to get your stimulus check back. Nearly $100 million in rebates will be sent out to residents across the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Starting today, over 4 million older homeowners, renters, and people with disabilities will be issued rebates on rent and property taxes paid in 2022. According to a release, the rebates will be allocated to eligible Pennsylvanians who submitted an application through the property tax and rent rebate program. Applicants who submit their bank account information on the application forms will receive the rebate through direct deposit. And those who request a paper check to be mailed should expect to receive the payment in the mail too. But after the initial distribution of rebates in early July, rebates will be distributed as claims are received and processed. Recently, a Pennsylvania governor called for a major expansion for the relief program, which provided a national refund that's given to each resident who files an income tax return for the previous fiscal year. And the first round of distributions is set to be received on or before September 12th. And with 2 additional distribution dates scheduled for September 9 and 13, according to the governor's office, those who have not filed tax returns, owed money to the government, or filed their taxes after July 31st will receive their checks 10 weeks after the Department of Taxation receives documents. The governor said in a statement, "It's my hope that the $300 million in tax refunds begins to go distributed so far, bring some relief to the hardworking people in the state of Hawaii who were hit hard by the crisis." According to the governor, the amount each person will receive as part of a refund is determined by the person's filing status, adjusted gross income, and the number, also ensuring they have access to the support, services, and income that allow them to live and thrive. The 2022 All-In Strategy Roadmap, public today, follows a 2010 report called for Opening Doors, which was the nation's first strategy to prevent homelessness. So, the CEO of this program said the federal government can influence the local action with financial initiatives, streamlining processes, and strong policies. The federal plan highlights disparities that have led to inequity in homelessness. It seeks to expand the supply of federal affordable housing and improve the ways that to prevent people from being homeless again. Potential steps include a campaign to encourage landlords to accept government housing vouchers and encourage local governments to build more apartment complexes that are affordable for the working family. The Biden administration announced a program that has to help several agencies with local officials to reduce unsheltered homelessness in select cities that have not been named yet. The crisis brought massive job losses, particularly for lower-income people and higher rents. It also spurred an eviction moratorium and temporary federal aid, including tax credits for families to help keep people housed. And it's found that homelessness declined among veterans, families, and children. So, more people were staying in places not intended for habitation, rather than shelters, and more had been homeless for more than a year. So what we see is that President Biden should do more for the people in stimulus payments. But to help with this, be sure to claim my Amazon gift card code, and right here, it's $50 for free. Thank you all for your support, everybody.
Here at home depends on international security and stability. So with this legislation, we ensure that America and our allies maintain a military and qualitative edge in strategic regions.
Economists tell us, spend the money, invest the money for those who need it the most, because they will spend it. It will be a stimulus, or at least a stabilization and that's a good thing.
The argument is over how much is appropriate at this particular juncture as we struggle to get the economy back.
According to state officials in Connecticut, healthcare workers, grocery store employees, and private sector employees who staffed vital services during the first 2 years of the crisis can begin applying for up to $1,000. It won't be clear until early October where the applicants will receive as much as $1,000, and that's because legislators and the governor, Ned Lamont, allocated just $30 million for the program. He said that Connecticut's essential workers have gone above and beyond during the crisis to keep the state running and safe. The new premium pay program is another way for us to return the favor, for these funds are truly meaningful. Every essential worker needs to know that they're available. To be eligible, an applicant must have worked between March 10th and May 7th of 2022 in one of these occupations that the state has listed. Some of the frontline workers in these categories include healthcare personnel. Eligible applicants must earn at least. Some of the frontline workers in these categories include healthcare personnel, food and agricultural workers, grocery store staff, and public transit workers. Applicants must earn less than $150,000 per year and cannot be employed by a federal or state entity. Full-time workers who earn less than $100,000 can apply for a $1,000 grant. Those earning more than $100,000 but less than $150,000 are eligible for grants on a sliding scale, ranging as low as $200. Part-timers working less than 30 hours a week can apply for a $500 grant. The application period will run until October 1st, and the goal is to process requests within a 60-day window. And for the company of Lowe's, the CEO said that in recognition of high inflation, we're providing $55 million in bonuses to our hourly frontline associates this quarter. And though there has been a slight decrease in gas and travel costs, recently the impacts of inflation are still affecting Americans, making it tougher for families to afford groceries and other essential goods. Microsoft, ExxonMobil, Walmart, USA have also offered bonuses, pay raises, and even gift cards to employees. But still, many of the nation's employers are still not paying their workers a living wage. The company website states that Lowe's employs around 300,000 associates, but it is not specified how much money each worker will receive and over what time period.
Between the White House and administration and Democrats up on Capitol Hill. Earlier today, both the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, and the